Well, hello everyone. This is Surgita with Magic Pond Crafts, and welcome to my channel. Especially if you're new, I usually forget to say that in the beginning of my videos. And if you're returning viewer and subscriber, especially, that's amazing. Thank you for coming back to check out what I'm gonna be doing in my stitching an upcoming month. Today is August 1st, and what you see in front of you is my height that I'm hoping to finish by the end of the year. And as you can see, that's just the area that's totally left out of the whole whip. And I'm starting a new challenge. I signed up for 100 days of hate, and which means that every day for next 100 days, I have to spend either 5 minutes or do 50 stitches minimum each day. So we'll see how that's gonna go. I know that I'm still planning to do my monthly 2000 stitches minimum for different other challenges. So I'm gonna be spending at least several days this month fully on this work. Um, this month and next month until it's all done. So I'm probably gonna do a little photo video of how my challenge for 100 days gonna go. But at least I'm gonna start today with this, and we'll see what I'm gonna pick after that. But in a blink, you're gonna see a little bit progress. 3 days passed and I got just over 2000 stitches. So as you can see, I filled in more per part and started going in down. And today is the 4th, so I'm gonna be doing at least 50 stitches from now on every day. So by the end of the month, I'm sure I'm gonna have more than my required to finish by the end of the year. I think it was what, 2500 stitches or so. Now I can't even remember. But anyway, this is where I'm leaving, and I'm not going to be showing like how much I've done every day. I probably will be taking pictures like every 5 days for the 100-day hate challenge. But this is where I'm stopping with this. And what today I'm picking is my George. So as you can see, this is the part that is left on the 9th row, and that's where I'm starting. So I know I have to do over 3,500 stitches a month to finish this whole thing by the end of the year. So I'm gonna be working this for at least several days, maybe even 4, or depends how long it's gonna take me to stitch all that. So I'll see you in a second to see how it looks later. And those 2 days are done, and ta-da-da-dam, I finished the whole end of the row. So today is Sunday, was it 7 8? 8th. So I pushed myself and I finished the whole row. So what is left is just that partial row. And if I want to do in 4 extra months, I'm have to do like 2 blocks like this in a month if I want to finish in those few months. So I think I can do it. We'll see. So besides this, I did not miss a day on my lines. So let's go see that. And here it is. It's not a whole lot of it. A few days I reached about 50 stitches each, but then like today I did 200. So as you can see, this part is evening out with the top. And I have to go on a trip to my mother-in-law's house to do garage sale, and I'll be gone like a whole week. So in the car I need as much space as possible, so I don't think I'll be able to bring my line with me, so that might sit for a while. But I'm trying to put in stitches sort of like ahead of time for it. And that's not all I've worked on this. Let me show you what else I was grabbing. And here it is, my Mirabilia Mermaid Mediterranean. to be more specific. And as you can see, I've already added some more like in the tail, and already got lots of skin done. I've decided to stitch with over 2 threads with the typical DMC threads. The only questionable color I have is much darker, so which is going to be like a shading in here, and with that I might look for substitutes so it would blend in a little bit better. And also you can see a little bit of her hair already showing up, so all those parts in here are missing. There's one that number 15 Krynic that I've ordered and still waiting to arrive, and the rest of it is gonna be beads. So all those empty spaces right now, it's just a little bit for that Krynic and beads. So that's the only place I can concentrate on work, and it's my weekly required stitching, so that's where I worked a few evenings in the past few days, and that's all I needed to do for my challenge. So I'm gonna be setting us aside. So what next I'm gonna grab, I'll show you in a second for stitching. And ta-da, that's my very old friend. It's oldest friend from a WIP list. Is a 2017 Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler, and I'm stitching on 32 count cream linen 1/1, so it's very small like compared to my hand, right? So I'm doing that over 1, and I need a good light for that, and just a little bit at a time. I'm not in a huge hurry, but I'm using again, somebody was asking what type of threads, so I'll show you in a second. And here it is. So these two colors are fairly similar, just one is a tiny bit darker than other, so that does make a very huge difference, but you can kind of tell like this and that when it's stitched. So number 917, 718, then I have this multicolor thread 4211, and the purplish is 552. So that's all that is done for this WIP that I'm stitching. So you can kind of see my January part in here, and just going, and I'm kind of figuring out where I want to, which color to put in myself. Sometimes I do just like a border of one color and then detail and stuff. So where the flowers or something interesting happening, I try to use multicolor and just make up my mind where I wanted to do what. So like for example, the flower petals are gonna be multicolor, but the rest of it is gonna be like a purple, and then I have like a purple corners in here, and this border is just going one color. So that's repetitive, and again, these are the numbers. So for those few of you who were asking which color threads I'm picking because they liked my combination, so here it is. I hope that was helpful for you. So I'm gonna stitch that. Maybe I can make for Magical Stitches homework at least 500 that needs to be done. If not, I'll use it for something else. So this is where I'm starting, and we'll see how far I can get in like, I don't know if I'm gonna stitch 1 day or 2 days because I'll be traveling tomorrow. So this is what it is, and let's see how it's gonna look after. And as you see, I've done some more stitching on mainly it's just her hair. I looked at the package that I received and forgot that the number 15 Krynic that I wanted to work in here, the 1 to 3 stitch store did not have at that moment, so I had other Krynics. One of them gonna be used. 19 is just for back stitching. So I kind of worked on her hair. And what I noticed, actually, I did a small change, but you probably can't tell, and the light is making a little bit more change, that there were 2 colors, 3031 and 839, I believe, that were actually practically exact same shade. So what I did change 839, or 839, but one number off different. So as you can see, there's the slider one, and then I decided to do like a blend out of them, so it's not as much of a difference. So you can see kind of a little bit in here and in there, because I figured out even in the water there should be some light hitting on mermaid's hair. So I didn't want to have exact same color like throughout the whole thing, and that's what I came up with. So you can kind of see a little bit changing colors in here and like edges. So I kind of went around like in here too, and did that slight change. So if you're stitching this whip, just check it out. Maybe it's just my threads that were looking exact same shade, but I've decided to change. So that's all I did, and I think I actually hit like exact 1,000 stitches. So I've decided to put this aside for this week, and I'm gonna pull it out next week for a little bit. But today I'm gonna do a start. I finally decided what I wanted to work on, and as you can see, it's something small, and it's one of the Just Nans. I have quite a few now of them, so I guess I should start stitching more of these little guys. And it's Oakley Owlet. It was a limited edition little ornament 3D thing, and I think you can kind of finish it in one day, so we'll see. As you know, Just Nan usually includes all the extras that need to be done for it, and what it had, it's in this little package that it was included. So as you can see, little felt, that's what I understand is the bottom of the ornament, this little flag that's gonna sit on the top, and there's the two types of beads. One is those very petite black ones that's going to be throughout, and these bigger ones for the eyes. So that's what was included. Also, when I bought this, it had the suggested fabric, which is 32 count Zweigart stone gray Belfast linen. It's going to be stitched over two, and I already have marked the edges where it's the pattern is going to end, so you can kind of see like from here to there the width. So that's all it takes. So it's very tiny, very small. It has 11 DMC colors included. Of course, you can change that to your hand dyed if you wanted. So it's good to use up those tiny bits of thread pieces that are left over, and you're afraid, for example, that's not gonna match another same name, same color. So that's included. Tiny bit of the back stitching is gonna have like you can see in here, and that's it. So the pattern is like a big skirt, a triangle that's gonna be folded over. You can kind of tell folding lines. It needs to be sewed up, stuffed up, and that's that. So I'm gonna start on this piece, and we'll see how far I get. And the geyser.
It's hard to get the whole thing in my camera. It's getting too foggy. Oh wow, look at that.
And here we see one long day later, I finished the whole thing. So with all the excess partial like a quarter stitches and back stitching and beads, I got like 4 stitches shy of 2,000. Um, and I was counting, so I could tell you later, like exactly how many stitches were in the main stitching, because the back stitching amounts would differ depending how you do. For example, every one or every three stitches as a one or what, but It's all done. The only thing I have left is gonna be big eyes to put in the middle of that. But according to instructions, that's gonna need to be done when FFOing this. So everything that before fully finishing it is all done. So as you can see, those tiny beads are sewn with the regular thread. Actually, I did not use my invisible thread, so they're just hanging there. And it was recommended going through the bead twice. So the way I did is like a regular stitch. I prefer this way versus like a same way going twice, because this is, I think it's more sturdier. It holds tighter from four corners versus like from two corners. But anyway, this is all done, and this flap is gonna be turned over when it's also done. And today I'm taking something else, going back to my monthly must stitching, and let's see what I picked. And I grabbed my last of this month. I must stitch group is a spoiled child, and right now I have just over 11% total done. So to kind of remind you what it looks like, it's fairly dreary colors, and I have a light shining here. So as you can see, I started the second row and I go again by five blocks down, and it's a very long row in here. So let's see what 1% of this work entails. So according to program, 1% is 2,313 stitches. So since my plan is to make 2000, so I will see if I want to do the whole percentage or not. But I still have to start a few new ones, and I want to work on a few other whips, but we'll see. So this is what I'm starting, and again, if you look at the picture, it's gonna be same kind of just a wall block. So it's nothing interesting to see again. It's just gonna be some mixing up of all colors, because again, since it's not a hate pattern, it involves a lot of the blends, and we'll see how that works out in here. So anyway, this is where I'm starting, and I guess I'll come back to you with already a bigger piece. And here it is few days later, and according to pattern saga, it's exactly, I made it 2000 stitches. So for that I had to move a couple extra stitches on the side, but as you can see, it's just gonna be like this kind of thing, and seems like darker greens will be more in this area, and here we have like a sporadically spread lighter colors. So that's all on this part. So it's gonna have to wait till the next month. And what I'm gonna be doing today is all kinds of things. First of all, I wanted to show you what I've been busy. So you can see I spread the threads that my mother-in-law had, and there's way more, but you can see she had some satin color and some regular threads. But I want to also show you why, if you're making something bigger whips that require more than one skein of the same color, why you want to buy at the same time. And here it is. They're all at number 209, and as you can tell by the view, this is much older DMC. That's how it used to be a little while back. And markings they did is this way. So it's just on a paper, and the writing, there's no barcode or anything like that, big one. Then it was like a similar what we have now, but in the paper version. So you can kind of tell if it's shiny or it's a paper. Like this newest one, it's a plastic, and it holds much better. The paper you could have rub off, could have it ripped. But what I meant by buying same, can you tell that it's totally different color than those two? Some of them, even I had plastic and paper that are slightly off color too. But this is like a purple, and this has more magenta color kind of put in. So you cannot use the same skeins on the same piece of whip, because it's, you can really tell, at least well, when I'm looking through the camera lens, that it's totally different. Even between this and that is looks like a tiny difference, but this is a really big difference between colors. So that would be my advice to you, to have if you need like 2 or 3 skeins for one whip that you buy at the same time. If you have just one, I think you can pass with just one skein, and even if it's slightly different color than what it was like in original. So, and you can see on this that I've been working daily stitches for my Haid what's this, and I just finished this little area, and the next time I'm gonna probably go down, but it's just that little bit left. It's slowly shrinking, so it's very exciting. And this morning I finished one color in here, like 200 stitches, because it was just last color left, and you just filled in kind of holes everywhere. So that went by super fast, and I did not want to leave, 50 stitches or so, just the holes in there with the same color. So I decided to finish it off. So that's done for today. And since it's Monday, Magical School has new homework for a week, and I've chosen to stitch 500 stitches on 2 of my smallest whips. You can choose like on the biggest or smallest. So Piper is going to be saving her father instead of friends, because friends are demigods and father is not. And I'm going to pick smallest. So let me show you what I'm going to grab. And here it is. It's actually my round robin for this time, and I received this. So I'm going to stitch the second part in here. So it's very small amount of stitches. Probably one of the smallest I've ever stitched. And according to instructions, it's Hocus Pocus by Lizzie Kate from a Frightful Mystery Sampler. And section is about 53 by 25, but it's not the full coverage, so it's even smaller. And it's my first time trying to stitch on this fabric, HLC fabric. And if you're interested in color, it's tourmaline, right? From Jewel Collection. So that's going to be interesting to check it out. Feels very nice and soft and fluffy, but I like how the colors are like that. And with Round Robin, with DMC, at least in my tiny group at this time, since we pretty much all had a whole DMC palette, we decided not to ship off threads. But since this is hand dyed, so lady included the threads to go with pattern and this fabric. So I'm gonna first work on this one, and I don't know how many stitches is gonna be, but I'm gonna finish this, of course, and then I'm gonna grab next small whip, probably from my collection this time. So let me work on this, and then I'll show you how it turned out, the whole piece, and we'll see what I'll grab next. And here it is, all finished. Actually, it took me a tiny bit longer because I miscalculated my time, how much I can spend on stitching, and I was constantly getting distracted. And all those little stitches, like one here, one there, it kind of takes up more time than, for example, when taking full coverage, when you just go and go and go. So you have to like start and finish the threads, so that's gonna be taking a bit more time. But I finished all the writing, a Hocus Pocus in here, and this little witch is holding a bag apparently, and the hair is sticking out in every place, and yeah, so I don't know what those elements supposed to be, maybe some kind of green flowers or not, but it's a crooked smile for the pumpkin. But I finished that. So it was not enough for one of my magical school homework parts. So then I've decided to pull out something else small because we had to stitch on a small. So here it is, and it's Alma Lean Designs. I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. So I already started this hard back in July. I thought I need something a little bit more patriotic, since I don't have a lot of those kind of things around my house yet. So I decided to stitch, and here we are. So this hoop is actually my first what's it called, is that from Turkey, I think, Nurgay. Now they have also the squared hoops that are reminding me of the regular hoops, but a slightly different shape and style. But this is a small, one of the smallest hoops I think they have like this, and you can recognize by this thing that holds up so it doesn't shoot in you and I sort of when you try to pop it open, but it really makes it drum tight. And I just worked those two colors. It was good for me to take like to doctor's appointments for kids, and I just sat and stitched with those two colors. So I finished my both parts of homework, and let's see, to compare with the heart, we are just going like this, and there's this white line that I started is this bottom white line, and after that it's something slightly different color, and then it's gonna be some blue shades. So I stitched that, and I decided that was enough because smalls I can finish much faster than bigger ones, and I have much more bigger ones right now. So today, let's see what I'm gonna stitch. And it's gonna be my Mediterranean mermaid because it's a new week and I want to put in some stitches for my challenge. And if you remember, I was talking about this super dark color that's supposed to be like a shading for the skin. So I looked at some palettes. So these are all the colors that was included for the pattern. And as you can see, this is supposed to be the darkest color of a skin. So when I was putting it next to the skin, I did not like how it's gonna be super dark like that. Let me pull it up for you. So here it is. You can kind of see it's very dark shade compared to like these parts. So I looked at my DMC color palette, and there's all kinds of similar but in slightly different shading. So I pulled out to check out this number 21. It's a bit lighter, as you can see, than 356. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to put in some stitches with this number 21 and see how it looks. On the camera, it's in this part especially, it doesn't look like much difference, but there is a slight. And they all have this pinkish hues. Other darker colors that might have looked better are in more like a brown hue, so it might not fully match here. So I'm gonna try this number 21 and see how it goes, and I'm gonna stitch some and I'll show you then how it looks. And I'm back a few days later. So as you see, I've done all of the skin of her, and this is what it turned out to be. So I don't think it's bad. I mean, like in this area in here, it changes quite a bit between colors, but I think once I put in the back stitching, it's not going to be as bad looking. And I've filled in already this jar that she's holding, and just a little bit of that left. And pretty much majority what's left in this piece is beads and that one crying that I finally managed to catch to order. So it should be coming to me within this week. So I'm very happy because the tail is still not finished. But according to my calculations, showing that I have what about 2,300 stitches left on this. I think so. Most of that is gonna be beads and that chronic. So I'm very happy. All the other stuff is filled in, and plus the back stitching, of course, to do on her body because the facial expression looks weird. One of the things I also changed slightly on the skin that I was looking like where the back stitching goes, and I did some like either instead of a full X, I did 3/4 of a X, so the line would be much smoother, especially around edges. So where it needed to be, I kind of also filled in a half stitch to make everything much smoother looking with the body lines. And also on the upper lip, there was only one X. Of that one color put for the bottom lip, but I did also like a partial cross on the top lip to at least show some kind of color, pinkish color in here instead of just the one of that color. So that's what it looks like right now. I'm very happy. And it's once it gets beads, it's gonna look amazing. So that's what I've done and put aside. And of course, I stitch my daily on my line, and let me show you. And here it is. So it's about this much left, less than 500 stitches to fill in this area, and it's mostly just the 310 left, so that's the biggest color left in here, so that's gonna go super quickly, and then I can start again on that part. So I'm gonna work on that again tomorrow, so within this month, end of this month, I know I'm gonna finish this and maybe even start a little bit of that. And besides that, I also had my like a purse little thing to start stitching, and I'll bring it up to show it to you. So my new start, new little ornament, Halloween ornament by Sue Hillis Designs, is this one, Hocus Pocus, I picked out. And I started this. It's again on a 20 count. 2/1 stitching, so it's so far it's been only all black, but I was putting in a few stitches here, a few stitches there when I was traveling with kids. And you can see my first one is done. I haven't cut out. I think I'll do that once I'm finished it all. And this is the suggested fabric again. So this is 20 count period purple linen by Wigs Dye Works, and it's very soft. It's very moving, so it needed to be fairly tight in my frame, and that's what I'm gonna just be doing little by little, and I'm hoping by next month, end of next month, I could finish this, unless I sit a whole day with this. But so far it's just a sort of like when I have a 2 minutes, I put in a couple stitches. So it's not a lot of color choices in here. There's going to be some grayish, some yellowish colors in here, and oranges, and that's going to be it. So I'm going to be time after time pulling this one out. And what I'm gonna be concentrating on right now is my summer ball. And here it is. That's what it's looking like right now. And if I did the skin typical 2/2, I would have just like a 4,100 stitches left to do, and it's all in this area, plus it includes back stitching. But since I'm doing skin and I'll do that at the end, I'm just gonna concentrate and work on this so I can, my goal to the end of this month, which is what, today's 27th, so by 31st I'd like to do either like 200 some stitches or 700 some stitches, to finish off one of the parts of my magic school monster hunt amounts. And You can see the curtain corner is not reached yet, so I'm just gonna be just concentrating probably on this lady and her surroundings. And I guess I'll see you in a few days to show you how it looks. Well, what can I say? It was very hard to stop, especially when the near is end is coming near. And I just kept going and going. And since today is September 1st and I'm finishing up the month review, you see, I finished all of the curtains, all of done, all the background is finally done, and I've started on the people. So all three of these, two ladies and a guy, it's almost done with all the skin and the facial features. So what's left is a little bit in here and a tiny bit of the arms for this lady and a little bit more for that. And that's it with the main stitching. And then it's going to be all the back stitching and French knots. So I estimated about like 1200 or 1300 total stitches, depends how well I'm gonna do the back stitching, like every second stitch or every X I'm gonna be outlining. So we'll see, maybe one, two times and done. So very end near coming in and very exciting. It's my second oldest whip, so that's what I've done. And then I just worked on my lion, because lion is coming to an end too, so that's all it's left up to now. And I turns out this 100-day challenge is amazing. Of course, I did in the very beginning like 2000 stitches, and then I was adding, and it was very hard to stop. So I got it up to last night, and I saw that in August I've done 7,399 stitches, so one stitch from 7,400, and that's what it's left. So I'll try not to push myself to finish it all in 1 month, but I'm hoping to at least get a half of that done. And this is what it's looking right now. So like in this area, the only thing is left is the black 310 thread. So that's very easy peasy stitching. There's gonna be some black threads here, but not much in the top. So that's gonna be more colorful in here, because shade is gonna be here. So that's what I'm leaving my height with in at the end of August. And so far I'm very happy with overview of the whole month. Some of those challenges really helped to move certain whips. I had 3 new starts, which is great, and had several finishes. And when I went to this stitch stores like Joann's and Hobby Lobby, actually I saw that they have like anchor threads. So I'll put in a picture to show you the whole, I guess it's a whole palette, and they're on the spools of 10 meters versus when you have a DMC thread with like 8 meters skeins. So I like that they have also conversion. I don't know how well the conversion is with the DMC, but that's what it looks like. And I have at least one project that I'd love to stitch with the anchor threads, and that's going to be a great opportunity for me to buy those threads. So I think that's all. September 1st in most of Europe is the first day of school, so it's a big occasion. So those that are going to school on September 1st as the first day, I wish you all safe year, safe school year. That would not be any big incidents or understanding of what you need to learn, and good luck with all of that. If you're working in educational area, the best of luck, and I'm very happy that you're working there to educate our children or even adults. And I guess I'll see you in the next month. It's gonna start to fall weather. Like today it's rainy, and it's, I guess, tropical storm or Hurricane Ida's leftovers reached us in the mid America here. So we having some rain leftover hitting us, but that's not gonna stop me from stitching at all. So until the next time, this was Surgita with Magic Pawn Crafts, and I'll see you later. Bye.